I love the Miu Mini Plus, but despite being the Plus version, it's still pretty small. It doesn't leave a lot to grip. You know, you can really only get your index fingers on the back, but you need those for the bumpers. And really, it only kind of leaves like half my middle finger on there, and you know, my ring finger and pinky finger are just kind of chilling out. For the most part, you know, it's fine. This is meant to be a portable device. And like I said, it has a really good screen and it has really good buttons. The D-pad, the buttons, the membranes, the quality of the buttons and the membranes and the way they feel, they absolutely nailed. And so you do give up a little bit of comfort in terms of its size and, you know, ability to hold it and grip it, but it's pretty light and the buttons are really good. It's excellent as a little portable, something you can stick in your pocket and take with you. But as something that I would play at home, it leaves a little bit to be desired. I like the DMG. I've always loved the DMG. For me, that just feels good in hand. I can get, you know, almost all my fingers except my pinky fingers on there. There's a lot to grip. It's a little bit wider, a little bit thicker, and I just like that. I've always liked the DMG. A lot of people like the Pocket. I can do pretty good with the Pocket. The funny thing with the Pocket is it's actually about the same thickness as the Miu Mini Plus, and it is the same width as the Miu Mini Plus. So it's really just this area under the buttons, this chin. You know, obviously you've got a bit more of a chin on the Game Boy Pocket, and that does give you a little bit more to hang on to. So I think for a lot of people, as far as the thickness goes and the width goes of this, they'd be perfectly fine with it. Again, they might want a little bit more of a chin, but honestly, if I could get this thing to be the size and the shape of a DMG, well, that'd be pretty amazing. And, you know, apparently that's what the Howd S thought, the guy that designed this 3D print, because this is an amazing design. And basically, I can have the excellent screen and the excellent controls now in a chassis that's the size of a DMG. So check this out. I just recently made a video, maybe haven't posted it yet, maybe I have, about useful things I've 3D printed, and I wish I could have got this in there, but I had finished that video and uploaded it before I discovered this. But this is probably the coolest thing that I've 3D printed so far, and I don't want to bombard you guys with like too many videos about 3D printed stuff, but this really is a game changer for me, honestly. It's turned the Miu Mini Plus into something I like playing. Like I take this when I go camping with me, for example. It's so small and portable, but this has kind of like transformed it into something that I would actually want to play at home, like all the time. So yeah, just the design of this is outstanding. The detail on this, on the back, I mean, it looks just like a DMG. It's even got a fake battery door. And then on the top piece, we've got a power button, and we've got the volume buttons, because this is going to fit over the top of the Miu Mini. But I mean, even on the back there, you've got the detail of the cartridge and everything. And you can see that this is literally the size of a DMG. Like, it's 1-to-1 the exact size of a DMG, thickness and all. Right, so thickness is bang on, the width and everything. It's the exact size of a DMG, and the design of it, as far as how it actually fits the Miu Mini Plus here, is also brilliant. So that slides into the bottom half there, and you can already see how that's going to work. Well, sort of, because the top half is obviously the other half of it. Now, honestly, really, in a pinch, you could just use the bottom half. But there's not a lot like holding this in right now when it's just in the bottom half. But, you know, again, in a pinch, if you just wanted the grip, yeah, you could just use the bottom half. And there are some similar grips that they're not like a DMG, but they're kind of like this size, where they make it a little bit thicker and a little bit wider, and it's just the bottom half. But the secret sauce on this is the top half. And again, we've got the buttons here. So like the power button is going to go in like that. And then the volume buttons are going to go in like that. And then this slides onto the top half. Okay, and now your power button reaches through, right? And your volume buttons, we can go up and down, and that works, honestly, basically works as good as the real buttons. In fact, I actually prefer this over the real button because the real button on the Miu Mini Plus is flush mounted. You actually kind of have to push it in a little bit, whereas this one kind of sticks out a little bit. So this power button is actually a little bit easier to use than the real power button on the Miu Mini Plus. The volume button's about the same because this is flush. The ones that are on there are mostly flush. They do actually stick out a little bit, little nubs, I guess. So yeah, the volume actually might be like a little bit harder to use because it is flush, but the power button's actually a little bit easier. Now here's the brilliant part of this is when you look at the back of it. How fucking cool is that? You can see how much extra thickness we've added, but it's cut out for the trigger, so your fingers will fit in here, no problem, and hit the triggers. But this just gives me so much more, you know, I can basically get all my fingers except for one pinky. So whereas before I had both index fingers and both pinky fingers hanging off the bottom. You know, now I can get all my fingers on there except for one pinky. Again, this is a DMG now. So the thickness, the width, it feels really solid. I really feel like I can, you know, squeeze down on this thing. And it's, I don't know, there's something weird about the Miu Mini Plus because it's built fairly well. Like, it's not cheap. It's not going to break. But because it's so small, I feel like, oh, I can't, like, squeeze on it too hard. Whereas when you have, like, a brick of a DMG in your hand, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, I can squeeze in on this thing. I can hold the back as hard as I want. There's not even any flex because, again, the battery door is fake. So this is like just one solid piece here, right? So you can really grip this thing. You can really get most of your fingers on there. You've got the spot on the back to get to the triggers. And even that can kind of act as a bit of a stand. Like, not a stand, but if you need to hold it in one hand for a second or something for whatever reason, you kind of got... I don't know, it's like super ergonomic, super well designed, well thought out. But again, it's basically just a DMG, right? It's basically just, again, we've taken the size and the shape of a DMG and we've got the awesome screen of the Miu Mini Plus. So this is just such an awesome way to play the Miu Mini Plus. And it just puts the buttons exactly where they need to be, giving you the grip that you want. Again, if like me, you prefer the DMG really above all else, I guess. Again, some of you probably like the Pocket. And again, the Miu Mini Plus is the same. You know, thickness pretty much and width of a Pocket. But again, it's mostly that chin and not having anything under the buttons to get your hands on. But yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be a video about the Miu Mini Plus. You guys already know the Miu Mini Plus is fucking awesome. But this is just transformed it for me. It's turned it into a pretty good little portable that's, you know, handy to take with you somewhere. That's something I actually want to play at home like all the time. Because yeah, it's just comfort wise, it's gone from like a 7.5 to a 9.95. You know, it's gone to the favorite handheld of all time for me as far as holding it. Yeah, I mean, going from that little Miu Mini and just adding that, oh man, this is just absolute perfection. And, you know, again, the design of this thing is so well thought out. You know, we've even got, a cutout down here, and that's going to be hard to see. Because, you know, it does go up pretty far in there. But if you need to, you've got access to your headphone jack and your USB Type-C port. If I need to plug it in and have it charging... without taking it out, I don't have to. But I mean, that's also the other great thing about this is like, it's absolutely not permanent, right? So if I do want to take the Miu Mini Plus camping with me or take it somewhere, you know, this comes off just as easy as it goes on. And boom, there you go. I still got my Miu Mini Plus. There's obviously lots of designs out there where people have thought, like, you know, we want to give this thing a bigger grip. But you know what? Why not make it look like a DMG? Not just look like a DMG, but feel like a DMG. And again, for me, that's perfect. To have the size and the shape and hand of a DMG with the beautiful screen and excellent buttons and membranes of the Miu Mini Plus. Again, this is just absolute perfection. And so, yeah, I had to show you guys this thing. It's just totally, totally awesome. Like I said, it's a game changer. This really is. Yeah, what an awesome design. If you've got a Miu Mini Plus and you've got a 3D printer, you've got to check that one out. And again, especially if, like me, you're a fan of the DMG, the size and the shape and how the DMG feels in hand. Is it because I grew up with the DMG, or is it because I got big hands now as an adult? I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a little bit of both, but, you know, always loved the DMG. And to have basically a DMG with the Miu Mini Plus in it, oh. And then again, you want to take it somewhere, you want to stick it in your pocket, it's still that perfect little pocketable Miu Mini Plus, right? So, yeah, again, absolutely worth checking out. Well, I don't know what I'm hitting. I'm hitting random buttons on the back, but yeah, Miu Mini Plus kicks ass, and the DMG kicks ass, and we've combined the two, and it's just out of this world now, isn't it? For me, anyways. What do you guys think? I think it's awesome. Excellent design. From a design point of view, the guy that designed this as something that can be printed, and again, it was printed on my printer. Something like that on the bed. So these were printed like vertically, but on an angle. And just like from a technical point of view, as a 3D printed object, this is brilliant. Very well designed. And as a design that fits the Miu Mini Plus, it's also perfect. So again, props to the guy that designed this. Did an outstanding job. It's literally perfection in every way. So again, yeah, if you got a Miu Mini Plus and a 3D printer, definitely check that out. Just look up like Miu Mini Plus DMG grip. You should be able to find it. All right, I guess that's it. See you guys later.